welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 7th of December to everybody. So I've zoomed in, of course, on the number 7, and I will zoom out at the end of this video so that everybody can see. But ooh, so this is the square that we're going to do today. Now, also just to let you know, if there's any topics that you can think of to discuss during these Advent days, or Advent calendar days, should we say, please let me know, because it's amazing how you think 24 squares isn't a lot, and then you realise that actually thinking of 24 topics is harder. But hey ho. So yeah, any sort of topics of discussion, if it's something that I think I can chat about for 20 minutes, I will. I've just got started on, of course, the squares, because that is, you know, the aim of this game is to complete the square. But yeah, let me know if there's any sort of topics that you can think would be fun to discuss, and I will do my best. Somebody, just to mention, well, not mention a lot because I need to go through and reply to people, but a couple of comments that have sort of come up. Somebody did ask if I could zoom in more on the actual diamond painting. That is something I'm going to look to do. It's not something I can do very quickly because my camera is attached to a mount. It is attached to a shelf on the wall, sort of that way, and you know, it's set to try and include stuff that is unboxing, and the zoom helps on my camera for quite a way, but obviously it's not zooming in extremely close on a square like this. But it is something I am looking into, so I haven't forgotten you. But yeah, I've had really nice comments. Thank you so much for all your comments. I've not had much chance to respond to many of them, though it is on my to-do list, because I've been painting my kitchen. I've been painting my kitchen cupboards, as very recently discussed, so I have been a busy bee. But I will get to them all. I will definitely get to them all. And if there's any questions in there, I'll either do a little Q&A session, if I can find a way to read and diamond paint at the same time, or I'll bring them in as different topics on different days and discuss them in a lot more detail. And of course I'll reply to your comments. So if there is questions in there, I will get to them. At the moment it's a matter of making sure that I have a video for you guys every day. So yeah, I'm plodding on with the red. One of the other questions I did get asked, which I'm going to do my best to answer, there has been no forward planning on this, on the thoughts for this answer, so you're getting me chatting, is: what is it you wish you would have known when you started diamond painting? That was the question that I got asked. There's probably a few different things. One of the sort of things that popped into my head when I first sort of read the question was, sometimes it's just nice to know a few basics. So even the simple things like the wax that you use, you know, the fact that it is wax, you know, it's used to put in your pen and pick up the diamonds, but it's to sort of know what it is. Like, I knew it was some sort of putty type stuff, but I didn't twig it was actually wax. To know that there was round and that there was square diamond paintings, I think the first couple that I did do were round. So I first purchased a partial off Amazon. I can't remember if I knew it was partial, but it would have been nice to have known that that was something that was out there. I do like to throw myself into a hobby. So while I do think partials are great, and partials are definitely a good, if you're unsure about the hobby, partials are fantastic to get a feel for it. But yeah, I would have liked to have known that there's such a thing as partial diamond paintings, full drill diamond paintings, that they come in round and they come in square. My first one was round, then I ordered two, I think off AliExpress, and they were, well, I just thought they were both diamond paintings. I had no idea. One was round and one was square. But I did then actually end up preferring square for quite a while. I did quite a few and I was like, nah, I'm just doing square, don't really want any round ones. But then I got sent my Christmas scene. If you go back to October, November last year, I ordered a Christmas scene diamond painting, which I love, and is back up in my front room this year with the decorations. Yeah, I ordered that. I ordered them from a UK website. I ordered a Christmas painting for myself and a Christmas painting for my friend. Mine was in square, my friend's was in round, because it was, I think, probably the first painting that she was going to do. And by then I'd figured out, you know, round was a little bit easier than square. So she wanted to do round, and they accidentally sent me them both in round. Now, I phoned them up because they're UK based. It was great, I could get hold of them on the phone. And they did offer to cover return postage and then get the correct one out to me. They did offer that. But I actually decided, nah, do you know what? I really want to get started on this painting. I think I was really excited to do it. Partly laziness. I didn't want to go to the post office to send it back. And yeah, eagerness to do it. And I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to wait again and have a potential for the parcel to have to be picked up from the sorting office. A few different things, and I just said to them, look, I appreciate you trying to put it right, but it's fine. I will do the round one. And I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did, and since then I've sort of dabbled in the two. So yeah, it would have been nice, oh, I'm throwing them everywhere. Would have been nice to know that there are round diamond paintings, there are square diamond paintings, that round are slightly easier than square. I probably still would have started with a square, but that's because I don't take on a craft for it to necessarily be easy. My Heaven and Earth design project probably tells you that. I prefer a challenge. Yeah, so that would have been nice. Good places to buy from as well. I mean, Facebook groups can be a huge wealth of knowledge, even if you don't ask questions. You know, you don't have to communicate. You may be more of a silent person. You may be, like me, quite often busy. And if I am posting something up on a group or replying to somebody, I don't want to just do that reply and then never be heard from again. I do want to keep on top of it in case questions come back or things like that. So, oh, have we all done that? So yeah, I don't particularly post very often, because if I do, I need to know I've got the time to respond, and I don't always have the time. But yeah, Facebook groups, sorry, I've tipped the diamond, just so that you know what I'm doing, I've tipped the diamonds all over the place So any that were in the right sort of general area, all I've done is I've pushed them into place. Because this is poured glue, now that's another thing. There is a difference between the glue types. So if your diamond painting comes with a clear cover, as this one originally did, it is more than likely a poured glue. And on the poured glue, if you drop a diamond in the wrong place, so for example that one went in the wrong place, you can quite often scoot it across. I tend to find with a non-poured glue, which is basically a big sheet of double-sided tape, you can't move them quite as easily. So just knowing the different types, knowing that you could get these AB diamonds, Aurora Borealis, that would have been nice to know. And I suppose the other thing is hard to know before you start, but would always be gold, is what storage works for you. I do like my storage. I do quite often, you know, I'm very fond of storage in all of my crafts and stuff. So quite often I can look at some and go, yeah, I know that's not going to work for me. But others, sometimes I feel like I've got to test it out a little bit because it could be perfect. I'm always on the lookout for perfect. But yeah, just knowing what storage works for you so that you could invest in the right storage, that would always be good to know in advance. And I suppose the only other main thing is the sort of tools, you know, is what you need and what you don't. That is part of the reason I did a video on my tools, what I class as needs versus wants. It is an older video. It's still, all the information is valid. I do need to check whether I need to do a mini update on other things I've purchased since, but the video itself is still, I say, it's still valid. There's nothing I would necessarily change in it. So yeah, by all means, if you are new, check that video out. But yeah, maybe a light pad. Maybe to know that a light pad can make such a big difference to diamond painting. What other tips and tricks have I learned across the way? On the canvases with opaque, well actually on the canvases with the opaque covers, so normally come like this. I say this one is poured glue, but I've put this cover on. The ones that actually come and arrive to you with this cover on, using a craft knife to cut the top cover and to cut the glue off from around the overhang of glue, that's something that I find is good to know. I wish I'd have known that earlier, because I used to just keep sticking washi tape on it, and then the washi tape would peel up and it would just drive me up the wall. I do like to prep my diamond paintings before I start them, but really I don't really think there is anything that is something that every person that is about to start diamond painting needs to know this first. I don't think that's the situation with it. I don't think there's anything that isn't self-explanatory about it. I don't know, it may be different for other people. When I first I'd sort of seen the hobby about, and I'm thinking, oh, who likes that? And when I did first decide, right, I'm ordering one, and of course ordered it off Amazon because it got here quicker, I did go looking on Facebook. I'm not sure, I think I may have looked on YouTube, but there wasn't many instructional videos on YouTube at that time. There was unboxings, I think that got me onto AliExpress, but there wasn't many saying how you diamond paint. But yeah, I went straight onto the Facebook groups, and that's where I tended to find out most of my information. So whether it's something that I didn't know when I started, I'm not sure, because I do tend to sort of, once I've found some sort of new or current passion, let's put it that way, when I have a current passion, I do tend to sort of do a lot of Facebook groups and reading, and I read other people's questions, you know, and I read the answers to it. So somebody will ask a question, I think, oh yeah, that's a good question. I'll go looking at the answers, and that's how I find it out. I don't tend to ask the questions myself, I just tend to read a lot. I read a lot. When I've got some new passion. So that's probably something I would advise, is if you're new to diamond painting, or even if you're not, to be fair, go and join a few Facebook groups. You can always unjoin them later if you find they're not right for you. You know, not that I've never had to, but don't feel like it's something permanent. And just read. Well, I mean, when I say read, you're reading people's posts, you're looking at people's pictures. Just go look, see what everybody's doing, see what questions they have, because quite often the little nuggets of information that you can get that make a difference are the ones you never knew you had to ask, the things you didn't even know about. So yeah, if you're new to it, a light pad is a very good first investment, and go and read the Facebook groups. Go and join them, read them. If you're somebody that likes to interact and you like to ask questions, do that. By all means do that. But if you're more of a person that likes to take a step back, should we say, just putting some more wax in my pen. If you're a person that likes to take a step back, then just read. And I'm sure you will find all sorts of things out. You will learn lots of new things just by reading. Okay, so I didn't get to chat about that topic as much as I thought I would. I think that's just because I don't have, while I have tips and tricks, maybe that's what I should go on to. Do I have tips and tricks? I don't know how much of it I would have needed to know before I started diamond painting. But yeah, many of the things that I find people pick up as tips and tricks that help them, it's the little things. I always find it's the little things that help people. When you're doing, I tend to find when I'm doing my videos and things like that, it could just be how I put my beads into my storage containers. It could be the storage containers that I'm using, or that I see other people use. It's just somebody doing the hobby or the craft that you find little tidbits that help you. It could be as simple as when I spilled the diamonds before, knowing that the reason you can move them about is because it's poured glue and you can't do it on the double-sided tape background. Maybe that's the little tidbit that's helped somebody today. Maybe it's knowing that there is a difference between the two. It's, yeah. This is turning into an awful whip and chat. Yeah, it's even hard to think of tips and tricks now without forward planning. And if I was doing a full-on video on tips and tricks, then I would have some forward planning. But I'm just doing a whip and chat. And it's been a very busy week. How's everybody else's week been? Maybe that can be something that we chat about this time. If you had a good week, I hope you've had a good week. If not, the week's over. Next week will be a good week if you've not had a good week this week. I personally have had a very busy week. It's been good. It's been a good week, but it's been a busy week. And sometimes you just want the world to just pause so you can just go and take, well, what you think will be 10 minutes, but really what you really want is about 8 hours. Just to breathe and, you know, maybe read your emails a little bit slower, maybe drink your drink a little bit slower, and just feel as though you've caught up on life. I think that's what I felt like I've needed this week. Let's say we've had a very busy week at work, busy week at home, and sometimes I just feel like I need time to just be. Do you ever need time to just be? Just to see what happens? To see what takes your fancy? to see what do you want to do? I don't know. Let me think about it. Love those kind of times. But yeah, last night, does anybody have this as well? Okay, this is a question for you. So, as you may be able to tell by my channel name, I have 4 children. Well, my husband and I have 4 children, say that right. And they're all older now. So the eldest is 23 and the youngest is 15. So they're all, you know, can feed themselves, can go to the loo themselves, you know. We have got past that stage of not being able to leave the house without a nappy bag and a child strapped to your arm and counting 1, 2, 3, 4 heads everywhere you go. But does anybody else find that sometimes you get quite comfy with that and then something throws you back into their younger years and you're like, whoa, what? So my 15-year-old came up to me this evening, yesterday evening, and said, Mum, I'm bored. That's what I got. I'm bored. And I'm like, when did I become the entertainer again? When? So I said, okay. What are you feeling like doing? I don't know, that's why I'm telling you I'm bored. Okay, good start. So I said, are you feeling like you want to be doing something energetic? Something standing up? Something sat down? She's like, I don't really know. And I'm thinking, sorry, the memory card saved. I'm thinking, well, I'm quite happy sitting, to be fair. I'm having a minute. It's like, oh, don't really know. So I'm thinking, okay, I've got jobs you can do if you want. I'm not really thinking jobs. I'm thinking, okay, it's not going to get my fridge cleaned out, is it? But, all right. And then I'm like, start wrapping some Christmas presents if you want. And that sort of got a bit of a longer pause, a bit more of a tension. So I'm like, okay, let's roll with this. She's like, oh, I have got a few to wrap for my friends, but only a couple. So I'm like, all right then. I said, I need to sort out some sort of gift bag bundle things that we've got. And I always do a girls bag for my daughters that just normally includes makeup wipes and sometimes a hairbrush and some paracetamol. I think it's got a pack of plasters in it this year. Just all sorts of bits like that for them. So I was like, oh, I said, okay then. I said, well, we can go and sort of put the girls' bags together if you want. Oh, okay. So I thought, right, we're getting somewhere. I can't stay sat down, but you know, we're getting somewhere. So off we went and put together the sort of gift bag stuff. And by then I think she got out of her slump a little bit. So I was like, right, do you fancy doing some wrapping? Do you want to wrap some of your sister's presents? So I left her wrapping. But yeah, does anybody else have teenagers that all of a sudden come and are like, entertain me? Please tell me I'm not the only one. Anyway, it doesn't happen too often, but when it does, I can never think of anything. So if anybody's got any ideas as well for a bored teenager on an evening when it's cold and dark and wet, let me know. Okay, so that last bit of chatting, we got somewhere in the end, didn't we? Oh, we'll do better tomorrow. We got the next sort of square done. So we're starting to see a lot. We've got quite a few different A-B bits in there, but it's coming together. But yeah, let me know any topics of discussion that you want to discuss to help me through the rest of these days. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.